What's up, guys? Real quick, before we get started on this week's video, I need you to hop on over to TikTok if you're one of those TikTok people and follow the Build a Kingdom page over there on TikTok. Let's get some more followers over there. We also have Instagram and Facebook, but I'm trying to explore different avenues, get the name out there, try to build the channel a little bit. I'm also trying to look into some affiliate marketing kind of stuff. I'm trying to get some funds, trying to try making some money with this social media so that we can do more fun stuff and more cool stuff on the channel instead of just watching me tinker in the garage every week. But I need your help. I need you to go over to TikTok, follow the Build a Kingdom page over there. Much appreciated, guys. Love you. Thanks for watching. This week's episode is a little bit disheartening, not gonna lie. It hurt, but it is what it is, and we'll fix it and move on. Enjoy the show. All right, guys. So as you can see, oil pan. In the last episode, I talked about how I needed to get the Firebird out of the garage and get the race car in because we were having an oil pressure issue. So, it is nice. One nice thing about these cars is you can actually pull the oil pan with the engine in the car. It's not really a big issue. Pretty easy to get out, which is nice if you've got to check something like this, but it's also not cool that you have to check something like this. So there's that. So let me show you what we've got here. I'll show you a couple pictures of what I found in here. This is your oil pickup tube. It goes in here, down inside your oil pan, and then there's a little tray. You gotta try not to drop these bolts. That goes above it. So the tray's got to come out, and then you take a pry bar punch or something, and you got to drive this out, knock it out of there. Basically, inside of this, I found what looked like red Scotch-Brite material on the screen, and there was some of it laying in the pan, and I actually found a seed, like a piece of bird seed. On top of that, it was fairly dirty inside the pan. Basically, I drain the oil. The oil is usually green, just like when I put it in. It's usually pretty clean when it comes out after 2 races. This oil had 2 races on it. I don't know. Do they have 2 races on it or only have 1 race on it? I can't remember. They may have only had 1 race on it. Anyways, the oil did not look great. I think it had 2 races on it because I think I changed it before the first race of the season. It didn't look great. Basically what happened was after our last race at Ransomville, when I pulled off the track, the oil pressure did seem abnormally low, but it's hard to judge that because an Ecotec, when it's hot, runs really low oil pressure anyway. Like, it's not abnormal for it to read 20. When you pull off the racetrack after you've just been beaten on it, that's not abnormal. A lot of times it'll do that. It'll sit there and dip as it idles, and your light will flash at you and stuff. Not abnormal. So it was doing that. Did seem a little bit lower than before. I didn't really think much of it. Put the car on the trailer, didn't really mess with it. I went to put the car on the trailer last Friday to go to Freedom, and I was like, on startup, it only had about 38 pounds of oil pressure. I was like, that's not normal. That is a fair amount lower. I think it's usually like 60. So yeah, not what I wanted to see. So we took this apart. There wasn't a ton in there, but there was some in there, which makes me nervous, but there was some in there. So, we had oil pressure. We just didn't have great oil pressure. Now, that being said, I went ahead and pulled a rod cap off the number 4 cylinder, off the number 4 rod, and it doesn't look great. I don't know how well you can see that. I got a picture I can show you. It's not great. I've seen worse, but it's not great, especially for a motor that had brand new rod bearings and brand new rings in it before we went to Beckley last year. So this motor has 3 races on it, and the rod looks like that. That's not good. I have a completely stock 2.4 in the corner, but I don't really want to take the bottom end off of that to put the built head on. And I'm not sure what. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all this stuff up. I think I'm going to put it all the way back together. I'm going to run down to the store and get some really cheap 10W40. I have some conditioner here, some cleaner here from Certified Labs. I think I'll dump that in there and run it for a few minutes, let it try to clean the system out, and then drain all that oil out. And then I think we're going to put some fresh 10W30 certified in there. And I think I'm going to put a half a quart of that thick Lucas Oil stuff, stabilizer, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm going to put some of that in there, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the oil pressure comes back. It's not going to fix these rod bearings. They're borderline junk. It's not great. It's not great. So I believe number 4 cylinder, number 4 rod is the last one in the row to get oil. So there's that. Yeah. Hopefully that red Scotch-Brite stuff is not all through the system. I don't know where it came from. So that's a problem. I'm hoping it's not pumped throughout the motor, being that it was in the bottom of the screen. Hopefully hopefully not too much of it got through the system. I don't know where it came from. This motor moved around a lot. It was at Andy's. It was at Don's. It was apart. It was back together. It's been around, okay? That's what I'm trying to say here. This bottom end has been around. This bottom's been around.
That's what she said.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw it back together. I'm going to flush it with some cheap oil and some engine conditioner stuff. This stuff, System Purge flushing oil. I'm going to dump a bunch of this in there with some really cheap oil, try to flush the system out and get as much crap out of it as I can. And then we will refill it with some good stuff. Put some good stuff back in it. We'll put some Lucas in it. Hopefully our oil pressure comes back now that I got this all cleaned out. There was some crap in there. I'm a little worried about it still. But that's what we're going to try to do. And then if we have oil pressure, if everything sounds good, runs good, looks good, we're going to go ahead and say it's good, right? If everything comes back. If the oil pressure comes back, we're just going to go ahead and say, yeah, right? We're just going to close our eyes. It's good. And we're going to send it. If it doesn't, well, then we got to reevaluate the situation. Okay. So yesterday, my plan was send it. I've reevaluated that plan today. Really thought about it last night. I really thought about it all day today while I was at work. And I'm thinking that's not a good idea. I don't want to destroy this motor. So when I got home today, I took the valve cover off, looked at the top end. The top end looks good. It's clean. There's no debris or anything up there. It looks good. So I bought some really cheap oil, some Fram. It's like $35 for 5 quarts. And we got the flushing oil. I'm going to fill this thing up. I put a new filter in it. The filter also looked pretty good. So hopefully it was all just in the pan. Fingers crossed. So we're going to fill it up with this cheap oil. We're going to put the flushing fluid in it. I'm going to fire it up. I really, really, really hope it has oil pressure when I fire it up. Like, I really hope it has oil pressure when I fire it up. And it was just that little bit of debris causing us to lose about, 25 to 30 PSI. 20 PSI? 25 PSI? We were almost 40. And it's normally like 60 when you fire it up. I am just talking because I'm procrastinating. Yeah. We're going to fill it up. We're going to flush the system. I'm going to drain it out, and I'm going to order a new set of rod bearings. I decided I'm not going to full send it. So no racing this week. There's other things we can do. So we're going to flush the system. I'm going to order some rod bearings and some new rod bolts. All said and done, we're probably going to be just shy of $200. But that's a lot cheaper than a new motor, which also isn't true exactly. It is, but it isn't, because I run junkyard motors. $200 is hopefully will get us through the rest of the season. That's my hope. Okay, $200 in parts, a little preventative maintenance, repair, whatever. Okay, I'm hoping that we can put rod bearings in it, and I won't have to worry about a rod bearing failure. And we don't want it knocking. Okay. Hello, rod? No. So, yeah, this is what we're going to try. Yep. Lipstick, pig. A lot of pig analogies in the last couple weeks. Anyways, let's see what happens. I figured I might as well turn the camera on in case, it immediately breaks and starts knocking or something. At least we have it on video. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Let's fire it up.
We have oil pressure. We're like 62 psi. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Howdy, neighbor. So, anyways, we just ran it up to temperature. I ran it all the way up to 190, let the fan kick on. No problem. Oil pressure dropped down to about 40 when we were up to about 200 degrees, which is completely normal for an Ecotech. I know what you're thinking. Brad, that oil's 200 degrees. Yeah, I know. I'm going to try to be very careful here and not burn the shit out of myself. But I do actually want to pull this hot because I would like it to be thin and flow quickly to try and get any debris out of there that may or may not have washed itself down to the bottom. I need to lower this a little more so you guys can actually see it. When that oil went in, it was a nice light brown color. Hopefully when it comes out, it is a nice dark color because it flushed everything out of the engine. I'm trying to find my other magnet light here so you guys can see. All right. Maybe this will help. Okay. How's that light? Is that good? That's too bright. That's going to make it. All right. All the light we can get. Right there. So we've got all the lights. Hopefully you can see this oil. Here we go. Hopefully I don't burn the shit out of myself. This plug's warm, I can tell you that. Still pretty light brown. But hey, hopefully it flushed some crap out of it. Yes, $35 of oil. One run up to temperature and I'm dumping it. Well, I guess it's a good thing that it's clean because it means there wasn't a ton of debris in there, right? Nothing on the magnet. Magnet looks good. Of course, aluminum doesn't stick to a magnet, but that oil looks good. So, I mean, hopefully a set of rod bearings will be enough to get this engine back 100%. Well, we'll call it 95% because we don't know what those crank bearings look like. But they're the factory bearings. They were never changed. When Andy and Kurt put this motor together, they did rod bearings and rings. As you saw the rod bearing, it's, it is what it is. So we're going to drain this oil out of here. It looks really good. We'll let it get down to the end here, see if any chunks or anything come out. I didn't see anything. I don't know, did you guys see anything? I didn't see anything. That oil looks really clean. So hopefully there's not too much crap in there. It looks really clean, actually. Keep a close eye on it here. All right. Yeah. I'm not seeing anything at all. No dirt, no debris. I cleaned the pan, so there shouldn't be any sludge or anything in there. That. All right. I like that. I'm okay with that. We'll get some rod bearings ordered up, and we'll swap those out. I imagine by the time they get here, though, it'll be the next episode that we do rod bearings. So what else am I going to do on this episode? Maybe we can... I got the tires mounted for the Trans Am. We can clean those wheels up, and I got some fancy tire stickers. We put some tire stickers on. We could do that. We could pull the taillights out of Sandy, sand those down, tint those up, make them look new again. There's other things we can do, all right? We'll finish this episode up with something else. And we will order parts for this. Is there something right there? Nope. If it is, it's just a little chunk of something. Am I seeing things? I am. It's just the end of the threads. Saw a dark spot, thought maybe something was there. There's nothing there. It's clean. It's good. We're good. I'm just gonna let that drain, so we gotta pull that oil pan back off to do the rod bearings. So, sweet! What's up, guys? I decided that we're gonna end the video right here. We're not gonna do the tail lights and the wheel stickers on this episode. They kind of feel like they need their own episode. So I figured I'd take a quick walk around at my dad's and show you all his projects to end this video. You guys have seen this one before. This is our fancy tow vehicle, 1994 Buick Roadmaster with the LT1 350. It's ridiculously fast. Now we gotta go back here. He has his 1990, I believe, blue Chevy OBS. It's kind of like my OBS, little blue here that I left the headlights on. But his is a long bed regular cab. You've seen it. I drove it back from Florida a couple years ago. But what we've got here, up in the air, is a frame for a 2000 to 2002 Chevy Silverado. Southern frame that he picked up, and I will show you why he picked this up. As you can see here, he took 14 inches out of it and shortened it. And that's because this is a chassis for an extended cab Silverado. And what we have back here is a regular cab short bed Silverado. Now this truck, kind of a funny story. This truck was a buddy of mine. It was his grandfather-in-law, I guess you could say. The truck has 74,000 miles on it. And as you can see, the body is in really good shape. Even the bed, which is over there, is in ridiculously good shape. Like, it's really good. I mean, look at the interior on this thing. Like, spotless. Like, the interior is mint. This truck's really nice. However, the frame is completely rotted out. The gas tank fell out. It's got a ratchet strap around it somewhere, but I mean, the old gas tank strap used to be in there. It ripped a hole right through it. I mean, everything's just a rotten mess. You can see how thin the frame is over there in the back. And all these tubes are like rotted right through. There's the spare tire things falling out. Like, we looked at it and it's really, really bad. So it wouldn't pass inspection with as rotted as it is. There's holes up front under the cab in the frame. Weird, because the body's in such good shape and the interior's in such good shape and it's got low mileage, but the frame was just, unfortunately, junk. We priced out, buying all these cross members, which are really the worst part. And by the time you were done buying all those pieces and we putting in the work to try to repair this frame, because there's spots where we would have to box it if there was even enough metal to weld it to, it cost as much as that new chassis. I think my dad paid $800 for that chassis. So it wasn't worth it. Better off just buy the chassis and swap all the parts over, and then he's got, a nice low mileage truck to drive around. In here, hiding in the corner that you may have seen in the background before when we were down here, hiding back here is a 67 small back window C10 pickup. I know it does not look great, but that, hiding under all that junk, is a 5.3 liter hooked to a 4L60E. This truck was together at one point. So the story with this truck is my dad's had this truck for years. He had this truck, when I was probably 19, I don't know, 20, 21, something like that. He had this truck and it bounced around from storage unit to storage unit to storage unit. I'll see if I can find a picture to throw in here of what it looked like when I first put it on the road. He went to Louisiana to help out for Habitat for Humanity with his girlfriend. And I said, that's enough. I'm going to put this truck on the road. So while he was gone doing that, being a cool dad, I ordered all the parts to swap the rear axle over to 5-lug. Somebody had already done the front. They had upgraded it to, I think it was like 70s, early 80s, 5-lug front suspension, 8 control arms, spindles, and whatnot. So the front had already been 5-lug swapped. I 5-lug swapped the back of it. I went on Facebook Marketplace and grabbed a set of wheels for it quick. And when he came home from Louisiana, it was sitting in the driveway ready to go. And that was pretty cool. That was with just the regular small block 350 in it at that point. So he drove it like that for a couple years, and then we LS swapped it. Picked up a 90,000 mile LS and 4L60E out of a wrecked Tahoe out in Buffalo, New York, and swapped it in there. And he drove it with the LS for a couple years, and then he finally decided it was time to do the restoration. So he took it apart. He sold most of the body panels off of it, and he's got all brand new AMD stuff in there in boxes. It's just a matter of getting to it now. So he's actually thinking about selling some of these projects. He's been talking about selling the wagon, even though I hope he doesn't. And he's actually been talking about selling his OBS, which he's out driving around right now. I actually passed him on my way by. And he wants to just get something to drive, maybe a lease vehicle or something, and he's got that truck now, so maybe he'll just drive that. I don't know. But he wants to get back to the 67. She's hiding in there. So he's got projects, just like me. He's just like me. And you wonder where I get it from. That's where I get it from. We got projects everywhere. This one, pretty neat. He watched some videos on YouTube and seen some guys do this, and it's super simple to chop it this way and shorten it. So he's doing that, and he's actually going to, so these shackles, they move up here someplace, the leaf spring shackles, and so this has to move for the box, but I think they go right in this general area someplace. He showed me, and you actually lower the truck by moving the shackle up on the chassis. So he's going to get 2 inches of lowering in the back just by moving the shackle up, which is cool. But he's not lowering it to be cool. He's lowering it because he's an old man and he wants it to be easy to get in and out of. I'm not joking. That's what he's doing. So, but yeah, a little bit of rust right in the front of the bed, but that's it. It's crazy for a truck that is as rusted as it is underneath. The body's in great shape. I don't get it, but we got it for an absolute song thing. We got a great deal on it because it wouldn't pass inspection. I mean, what are you going to do? But this is really the peach of the fleet here. This old girl. We pulled a big trailer with this. If you guys go back in the archives, you've seen this thing pull the trailer with the Cobalt on it. I'll be honest, it pulls the trailer better than my Avalanche, which is sitting right there. The Avalanche still has plates on it. It's for sale, guys. That truck's for sale. $3,700. And blue. So that's it for this episode. As usual, and until next time, keep it creative and happy building.